Great. So what's your homework this week? Well, I want you to build upon last week and the week before in our work with soundscapes by making another sound walk sonic art work. Last week, you did this by taking your phone and actually going on a walk that you recorded. You devised a pathway that picked up a number of interesting sonic events over time. You placed your phone close or far away from them in order to pick up these events in different ways. You tried to keep it somewhat short and brief without hurting yourself. This week, I want you to actually collect individual sounds, either by recording them on your phone, going to freesound.org, going to archive.org, going to Library of Congress. And I want you to create your own sound walk with individual sounds inside of Reaper. I'm going to show you how to do that on the next page, but hopefully this makes sense to you. Instead of going out and collecting a whole bunch of sounds on a single recording, you're trying to get clean recordings of individual sounds that you're going to mix and edit together, composing and creating. Again, try and take us on a journey. Try and create juxtapositions of sound events that are interesting, that do something for you and that tell us something that you want us to know. But do it inside of Reaper rather than recording it all in a single thing. Okay, your specifications for the week. I want the piece to be between 30 seconds and 2 minutes long. Doesn't need to be long. Does not need to be long. This is a short work. You're just starting to figure out everything dealing with Reaper. Not only are you composing a sound work this week in the DAW, but I'm asking you to do a number of other technical things. So you're trying to build on your editing techniques with cutting and splicing and splitting and overlaying. You're dealing with concepts. I want you to deal with concepts of tension and release. I want you to deal with concepts of pacing, of flow. I want you to deal with the stereo field, and I want you to deal with amplitude relationships. You need to use at least 5 sources. I think you're going to use more, but maybe you only use 5. We'll see. I think you're going to use more. Artistically, you'll be judged for the journey you take the listener on. So I want you to think about how can you affect this journey through consideration of artistic ideas mentioned on the editing and mixing pages. How can you use techniques such as sparse versus dense, pace, tension and release, crescendos, decrescendos, loudness relationships, sudden amplitude changes, etc., to bring us on this journey? And remember, even though you're recording individual sounds, you might record those sounds close up to get a sound really close, or you might record it further away to get a sense of space. And that might be a way that you play with this journey as well. The way you record sounds will affect the way that they sound. This should be more than a simple presentation of discrete sounds. Really, I want you to work with this and struggle with it to make it something that's interesting for you. Technically, you will be judged based on your use of editing and mixing techniques. We've gone over quite a bit of time on splitting audio, rearranging it, splicing it together, fading in and out. We've thought about relative loudness and stereo field balance. Obviously, I want you to work on those. And you are required to utilize automation. If that's a mystery to you, go back and rewatch the last video, reread that page again. Go on to the next page where I go over it one more time. Your deliverables for this week are the stereo mixdown. So you're going to create this sonic artwork, this sound walk, and you're going to bounce it, mix it down, render it, whatever, in the same way that we have the last few weeks. I want you to take a number of screenshots also so that you can show the automation. So if I was taking screenshots of my automation here, I might zoom out so I can see most of my tracks that constitute the actual piece here. Let's assume all of these were active. And I might take a screenshot of this right here. We can see my screenshot over here. I might also go in just to show some of these interesting automation curves and things that I'm doing, specifically with like the talking on this Art of War piece, and take a more specific screenshot of that to share with the class. Of course, you'll upload these as to what they are, or you'll rename these as to be reflective of what they are. And I'd suggest you take a handful of screenshots to kind of demonstrate what's going on in your piece. Finally, I want you to write a response based on your understanding of the content from the week. Describe the approach you took. And I want you to talk about the qualities where you attempting, what qualities were, oh, goodness gracious, I need to fix some of my spelling. It's been a long day trying to get this content up. What qualities were you attempting to create with your Soundwalk work? And what qualities emerged that you were surprised by? Essentially, tell us what you were trying to accomplish. How did the process go? And what came about from it? Finally, I want you to respond to at least 4 of your classmates' Soundwalk compositions. So we're going to use a forum again to post our work. So you're going to post your mixdown, some of your pictures, and then this written response you're going to put in the text of your forum post. And if people have posted after you've posted yours, you can go back to 4 of those people and reply. What did you like? What didn't you like? What are you amazed that they were able to do? If there's 5 or more responses, do not respond to that post. There must be fewer than 5. And then there's, of course, the homework submission form inside of Moodle. If there's any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, I really look forward to hearing these works.